Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Sportsballin, your home for all things sports. My name is Ethan Markham, and I'm joined by Connor Smith and Jace Vincent. You guys ready to kick off the new season?
Absolutely. The third trip around with these boys right here, so the big three, as it is, as we've said. So ready to get going in the prime of college football season in the NFL, so a lot of sports to talk about.
Big three's back, like he said. Let's get after it, boys.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Should be good. We'll start season 8 right here. It was another great week of college football, and we've got 3 big games to recap. We'll start things off with maybe the most important, Alabama's 24-21 win over Georgia.
Well, I mean, great ball game, one of the best of the year so far. I think this proves that Alabama still has life. You know, Kalen DeBoer has always been that guy who wins the big games and loses games that he should win. So, I mean, the next few games against Missouri and Vanderbilt will be the telltale signs, but I mean, this proves that the tide is not dead yet.
Absolutely. I think Alabama's made great strides. They've showed who they are. They have the talent that they've brought in that staff, especially showing what they've grown since the game at Florida State in week 1. I think this game does speak a lot about Georgia. A lot of Georgia fans going around saying, oh, this is the game we can get Alabama. And it really shows that the national title might have been an anomaly from 2021 because it seems like Kirby is the one constant keeping them from behind.
Yep.
Absolutely. We'll now go look at Oregon and Penn State.
Great game. I mean, it's kind of similar to the last one we talked about, only it's the complete opposite. You know, Kalen DeBoer can win the big games. James Franklin can't. He's now 4-21 against top 10 teams and 2-21 against top 6 teams. Drew Aller is overrated. Try to make a late comeback because they're down 17-3. Then he made the late comeback. Looked like they were going to win for a second. And then when you think they're going to win, James Franklin takes over and they lose.
Yeah, it's just Penn State in the big moment when the offense doesn't produce. You only put up, 17 points in all of regulation.
It's like the name of that dog.
Yeah, it's
you know
just when it's come down to the wire, Oregon's going to win. One, they don't have 2 digits in front of their name, and they're a top 10 team, and they're Oregon. They're the real deal this year once again.
Yeah,
I will say, impressive to go on the road, though. I mean, it's the whiteout game that's supposed to be one of the toughest places to play, but I mean, they handled it perfectly. We'll go to another SEC matchup. That's going to be LSU at Ole Miss, and this was one that, I had a feeling Ole Miss would go away with it, but not in the fashion that they did.
No, I mean, I know the scoreboard says that it was close. I think it was 24-19. It really wasn't. I mean, Ole Miss had the lead from the start, never gave it back. How about Trinidad Chambliss? Dude was D2 last year. He was Division II, and now 3 consecutive games come, 1, 2, 3, of at least 300 yards passing and 50 yards rushing. Great story from him. Lane Train moves to 5-0, and they're top 5 in the country.
Yeah, and I mean, Ole Miss has played phenomenal. They could be, right now, the best team in the SEC with Alabama. And I think, I'm saying this right now, I'm off the Garrett Nussmeier train at all. He is bad. I'm done. The preseason Heisman talk, I'm done. Him, Arch Manning, Drew Aller. Ole Miss is great, though. Ole Miss is once again great on defense. Shout out Pete Golding, great defensive coordinator. And Ole Miss is probably one of the better teams.
I would say right now, as a whole, LSU definitely not living up to the hype. Now looking in-state, the Tennessee Volunteers went down to Starkville and barely escaped with a 41-34 victory in overtime against a much-improved Mississippi State team. Fellas, what are your first thoughts on this game?
I mean, hey, it wasn't pretty. Like, obviously the Vols should have won by probably double digits, but at the end of the day, they did what it took to get the win, and they're, 4-1 now? Or whatever?
4-1.
So, I mean, yeah, all that matters is you got the win at the end of the day. That's a really good Mississippi State team. I don't care what their record last year said. It's a dang good football team. And they went into somewhat of a hostile environment and got the win. So
yeah, and I mean, this has been the thing for Tennessee since Josh Heupel's been there, is winning games on the road against good competition. This game felt a lot like the game that was at Pitt in 2022, where Tennessee was behind for most of the game. Their defense made some big plays and big moments that kept them. They made 2 defensive touchdowns. And it's what gave Tennessee the win when they couldn't stop Mississippi State from running the ball for almost 200 yards.
I think the biggest thing here is Joey Aguilar. I mean, we haven't seen him under a lot of pressure this whole season. I mean, obviously, there were some moments down the stretch against Georgia he had to reform, but that drive he led in the 4th quarter just to tie things up, I mean, especially after having the offseason of doom and despair, Tennessee's in a good spot.
Yeah, I mean, you look at that trade, it's just night and day the difference in the 2 programs between Tennessee and UCLA. The experience that comes with Aguilar and it's shown with Tennessee throughout the season how well he just runs that offense.
He's just a much better quarterback in general. I mean, and I've been talking to some of my friends that are Tennessee fans lately. They've not had a true Josh Heupel offense since 2022 with Hooker. Nico couldn't run the offense. Joe Milton definitely couldn't run the offense. Joey Aguilar is perfect for what he wants to do, the deep shots, tempo, throwing over the middle of the field. I know he had 2 picks, but they weren't his fault. It was tip balls. So, I mean, I think the resilience he showed today just proves why he's the guy for Tennessee.
Absolutely. The Vols have a quarterback, and it has made a huge difference for him. We'll now go over to hear what's going on outside of the studio in our newest segment, Street Ballin'.
On their football knowledge. I'm here with Nick, and we're going to test him on some of the stuff that he knows about football. Okay, so first question, this is a big one. Can you name all 17 football positions?
Quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end.
That one. Center.
Yes.
Center?
Yep,
That's
center.
Cornerback. Cornerback.
I play soccer, so I'll say fullback, maybe. Left back, D tackle.
I know what special teams means. I don't know what they are. Actually, I don't know. And also, kicker.
Offensive tackle, offensive guard, center. Wide receiver, cornerback,
Wide.
Yes, wide receiver.
cornerback, safety, kicker, punter, defensive end, defensive tackle.
What part of a pig makes a football?
Skin.
Not the skin, no.
Okay.
No, it's called a pig skin. It's not actually the skin.
Foreskin?
The stomach.
Wow, I've heard from somebody it's actually like the pig genitals.
Yeah. Yeah. Be in the urinary tract.
Blood.
Not the blood. No.
Bladder.
Bladder. Which Tennessee Titans quarterback won the NFL MVP in 2003?
Steve McNair.
It is Steve McNair. Thank you very much. What is the name of MTSU's football stadium?
I saw it on Google Maps today.
Raider.
Floyd.
It is the Floyd. That's an easy one. Defensive linemen in the NFL must wear numbers in what range?
Where numbers in?
In what range?
Oh.
50 to 79.
That's correct. You're the first person to get that correct today. What is the main difference between a fullback and a halfback?
Fullback basically is across the line, you're attacking the quarterback. And then halfback is you're on one half.
Well, I would say a fullback is typically bigger and their main job is to block.
Well, halfback's more like quick, faster, and they usually get the carries most of the time.
What 2 sports is football a combination of?
Rugby and
It's your sport, man.
soccer.
Yeah, it's soccer.
I'm pretty sure it's
I would probably say rugby and soccer.
That's correct. It is rugby and soccer. Nice. What was the name of the Tennessee Titans before relocation to Nashville?
Texas Titans?
Was the Oilers?
Is Oilers from where?
Texas. Houston.
Houston Oilers. MTSU football head coach is Derek Mason. Where did he coach before MTSU?
Easy. It's somewhere in South Carolina.
Vandy.
This has been Jackson Street Ballin'. Now back to you in the studio.
For every great college football Saturday, there's an action-packed Sunday. To follow, we'll take a look at some of the more interesting games from around the league, starting off with the Giants' 21-18 win over the Chargers.
Yeah, I mean, sloppy game, but Giants find a way to get a win. You know, actually their first win of the season. Jackson Dart, his first career NFL start. Nothing crazy. I mean, goes 13 for 20 for 111 yards, 50 yards on the ground, and 2 touchdowns. Not bad, but you see, you know, what he brings to the table, that Russ and, of course, Jameis Winston don't, with that electric ability on the ground. Thank you. That electric ability as a dual threat quarterback. I think he's got a bright future.
Yeah, I mean, a good first outing for Jackson Dart. I mean, what was it, like the first ever drive that a rookie has gone 80+ yards to Patrick Mahomes, on their first drive for a touchdown? Something like that. But I mean, another great game in action right here, though.
Absolutely, the Ravens and the Chiefs. And I tell you what, this is a game that really surprised me because, you know, you look at it on the schedule and say, wow, okay, Clash of the Titans here. But it didn't play out like that even closely.
No, if I'm going to keep it a buck, it was embarrassing by the Ravens. You have arguably the best player in the NFL with the best roster in the NFL, and your defense got a 40-burger hung on them, and you lost by 17 to a struggling Chiefs team.
And I think part of that's just that Ravens team just kind of like the defense is just kind of battered a little bit with injuries a little bit, but doesn't excuse you giving up 37 in Kansas City. But looking at like going into the week, I don't know why Kansas City was an underdog at home in that game at all. They were what, a 3.5 point underdog at home to the Ravens. Free money is what it was.
Absolutely. Well, now look at the Sunday night game. This was the one that I know you were watching. Actually, I think all of us watched it and had the worst ending, in my opinion. The Cowboys and the Packers, 40-40 tie, the highest scoring tie in NFL history.
It's an absolute travesty that this has to end in a tie. It's got an overtime thriller. It's 40-40, and it ends in a tie. Like, why are ties even a thing in the NFL? Like, why are we not adopting college football overtime rules? Why? But, you know, aside from that, Micah Parsons' homecoming, he didn't really do much, but he did have a sack to save the touchdown. That would have
quarterback hits.
Yeah, that would have lost the game for the Packers. Yeah, great ball game. Dak was cooking the Packers secondary, which is trash, by the way. Yeah.
Well, I think that clip that it showed right there is the reason that we had a tie. Is terrible clock management at the end there by Jordan Love with about 20 seconds left, and they get one playoff. It's like Tennessee at the end of the game against Mississippi State.
Or Georgia.
Piss poor clock management is what it was.
But yeah, I agree that it's just the worst inning for it. There's winners, there's losers. There shouldn't be an in-between. There shouldn't be a tie, especially not in the NFL. As for the Titans, yesterday was about as bad as it can be. The Titans got shut out 26-0 against their rival, the Houston Texans. Cam Ward described the team in his press conference and was pulling no punches. Tennessee's 0-4 start leaves many people asking, how much longer does Callahan have with the Titans?
He should have no time left. He should have been fired this morning. Okay. Yeah. They're a dumpster fire. I genuinely feel bad for Cam Ward and Jeff Simmons and the other very few players that are good, good NFL players, because they're being wasted. I mean, it's pretty clear that this coaching staff is atrocious, and it starts from Brian Callahan and then going all the way down. Your owner, arguably the worst owner in the NFL, and you're going to be in contention for the number 1 overall pick again. I mean, this is just a horrible football team. They might be worse than last year. Honestly.
I think the frustrating thing too to add is that it was a 6-point game going into the fourth quarter. I mean, it was right there within reach. They gave up 20 points in the fourth quarter, and it's just Callahan has a 3-18 record in his first 21 games as the Titans head coach. I mean, when you hire an offensive-minded head coach and he has to turn over play calling duties to an assistant, that's a problem.
Yeah, the Titans are dog. They're dog. I mean, you can only do so much. Callahan should have been fired yesterday. Cam Ward said it best himself. So
we won't say what Cam.
We can't say, but he did say.
We won't say what Cam Ward said.
What he did say is facts. When you're down 6-0 for 3 quarters,
he is absolutely right about the situation they're in, and he didn't play great either. Just 108 yards and an interception.
Not his fault,
they averaged 3 yards a pass, but I mean that's not his fault. Calvin Ridley stole a good bit of money from the Titans. To drop a few passes and gamble.
Game.
92 million to
be a wide receiver
to be the average Titans wide receiver.
Yeah.
The Randy Moss, Julio Jones situations.
Randy Jones.
You could say the same for Van
They're all the
Jefferson,
same. I mean, how many receivers are they going to have that are just old and can't play? We'll take a quick break from the action, and when we return, we've got our hot takes of the week.
Oh man, I can't believe I'm missing this. Okay, Grandma. I see you.
Don't get stuck at home with the flu. A flu shot is the best way to prevent the flu and its potentially serious complications. It keeps you, your community, and loved ones protected. Don't get flu FOMO. Learn more at getmyflushot.org.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way. My kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Welcome back. It's time for our hot takes of the week. And Jace, we'll start with you.
Yeah, my hot take is you can say what you really want about this, but Indiana's going to find themselves back in the college football playoff this year. That you see here, they beat a top 10 Illinois team by 53 points at home. They followed up. They beat a pretty solid Iowa team on the road. And you can say what you want about Iowa. They're a consistent 8, 9, 10 win team within the Big Ten. They have a tough schedule this year remaining the rest of the way. They play Oregon in a couple weeks. They have a bye. They play Penn State, who we were just talking about in the previous segment. So I think that they could find themselves the rest of the way. They have a manageable schedule. They could find themselves back in the college football playoff.
Brother, they're a top 10 team. Like, the sky is blue. I mean, what do you mean? Saying a top 10 team is a CFP caliber squad?
They weren't top 10 until this week.
This is
They
like,
were
if you
still
remember
ranked.
a few years ago
They're
when there
still
was that whole
ranked.
like, is water wet question? This is kind of like what that's like.
No,
you know?
no, because there's actually some sort of like validity to thinking it's not. Jace is just 4-0 football
Bashing
team.
me for no reason.
4-0 football team,
For no
top 10,
reason.
not making playoffs.
It's the coldest take I've ever seen.
It's atrocious, Jace. That might be your worst yet of like all 2 seasons with us.
That's great. Indiana's making the playoffs, so.
I mean,
Cool.
I think we all agree that they're going to make the playoffs, or at least that that they're in contention. But I wouldn't say it's a hot take to say that they're.
I mean,
we don't mean to bash you. I know.
I do. I do.
I mean, your hot take is what it is. So.
My hot take's correct, but yours is correct too. It's just like very.
I agree.
It's a very lukewarm take.
I agree.
For episode 1, it's very lukewarm.
You left it in the oven. You like took it out of the oven, then you left it there for about a week and a half, and then you came back to it, and you're like, it's not hot.
It's like when the steak isn't medium rare yet; it's still like rare. So.
Bro is pouring the batter. We'll now go to Connor.
All right, guys. Alabama starting quarterback Ty Simpson has been on fire this year. Nearly 1,200 yards passing, 13 total touchdowns, 0 picks, and an 82.4 QBR. I think he's going to be a Heisman Trophy finalist. Now, I understand this is kind of in the same realm of Jace, how like it's kind of lukewarm since he just balled out against Georgia. But people have been giving him crap all offseason. Like after the Florida State game, people said he wasn't the guy and that we needed to put Keelan Russell in there. And he's show all the naysayers what's up. He's been fantastic this year. I'm not saying he's going to win it. I think he will. I think he'll be a finalist.
I think that he's going to have a good year. The question for me is, how do they handle that schedule? Because they have a gauntlet coming up. They have 5 ranked teams still left in their schedule, along with 2 teams, one of which was previously ranked, Auburn. The other one, South Carolina, right? Who they're going to roll South Carolina. South Carolina's not very good.
Yeah, their cheeks, as Jace called.
But they have 5 ranked teams left, and then Auburn on the road, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a gauntlet. There are some good defenses in there. I think that he has the talent to be a Heisman finalist. It's just, will they have the supporting? Jace, I need you to weigh in there.
I mean, I think he can be with the team that they have and the schedule that they have remaining. If they can win those games and he can put up the numbers like he did against Georgia. I mean, it's in the realm of my take. It's very lukewarm. The fact that water's freaking wet. That he's in Heisman contention after beating the number 4 team in the country.
Yeah, but it's the fact that no one gave him like credit at all. Because
no, I mean we were all laughing
because
about it
everyone
everyone
was overreacting because they lost to Florida. People overreact to every game.
I guess.
So it is what it is.
But again, I mean it just. We'll now go to my hot take, and my hot take is actually kind of different. It's going to be that Memphis will be the first group of 5 team to win a playoff game. My reason being that they have the coaching. Ryan Silverfield has done a phenomenal job building up Memphis. They have the roster. They've got a great team. They showed it against a really good Arkansas team. And then the other side, aside from the coach. And then aside from that, the biggest thing to me is that the schedule sets them up perfectly. All of their tough games left, Tulane, USF, Navy, all home games. And all but Navy, they beat those teams last year. They're coming off an 11-2 season anyway. I think that not only are they going to make the playoff, I think they win a game.
Arkansas is not a really good team, but they did beat.
Well, when you're down 28-10.
I mean, yes.
It's still a clear mass advantage.
It is, yes, it is. But I do think Memphis is one of those teams. Obviously, the American has a lot of teams that can contend. You have Navy, who's undefeated as well. Tulane and John Summerall's up there, one of the best group of 5 teams.
Better.
Yeah, I mean, you have those teams up there. You also have James Madison. You have those teams in the Sun Belt that can contend. But I do think Memphis will more than likely be the rep out of the G5 up to this point. And I think it just depends on matchups and who they can get at the playoff, because I think if you can get a road game like that, then Memphis is a tough out for somebody if they can get hot.
Go ahead, sorry.
I was going to say, I mean, I think if they get really screwed in the, and they got to go on the road at like Tennessee last year at a red hot Ohio State, then no, they're not going to win a game. But if they get one of the lower seeds, I think they absolutely have a chance.
No, 100%. That's what I was going to say. You look at Boise State last year, and Boise was without a doubt, one of the probably top 6, 7 teams in the country. But they got paired up against Penn State, who was in the semifinals. And, like, that's just a mismatched nightmare. Penn State's trenches were fantastic. So if they get matched up against someone like that, you know, it's going down. But if they get, like, an SMU, you know, maybe even Tennessee or one of those, like, lower teams, I think they could definitely do it. I mean, they're, as you said, a really talented team with a good coaching staff.
That's crazy. I don't think they would beat Tennessee.
No, they wouldn't beat.
But I also don't. I think they. I mean, you could theoretically beat anybody. By the way, I hate that you did that. That was. I hated everything about that.
Go to break.
We'll be back here in a moment where we'll have our favorite segment. It's Connor's question right after this.
I've won Olympic gold medals. But this is a race I really want to win.
10 people in America drown every day.
It's the race to save lives.
1 in 5 kids are younger than me.
Growing up, my mom was afraid of the water, something she did not want me to feel.
So I enrolled Missy in swim lessons.
Swimming became my passion. It changed my life. And now you can do the same for someone that you love. Drowning is preventable. Did you know that swim lessons reduce the risk by 88%? Visit usaswimmingfoundation.org to find, get, or give a swim lesson.
There's nothing more precious than your child's well-being.
So act now before it's too late.
Make us swim!
I'm glad I did.
Thanks, Mom. The USA Swimming Foundation, saving lives and building champions.
You know what makes this place great? It's not the winding canyons, the painted rocks, open fields, or starlit skies. It's not hiking trails that move you, or the views that stop you right in your tracks. You know what makes this place great? The locals. Visit and make Southern Utah's best friends, the nation's largest no-kill animal sanctuary, even better.
It started with the original care package and millions more like it. Passed from hand to hand, across land and sea, to help survivors in the aftermath of war. As we grew, we found better ways to help those in need. Ways to make a real difference, not just today, but tomorrow as well. Be the difference in people's lives. Help deliver lasting change at care.org.
It's time for our favorite segment, and that's Connor's question. Connor, what do you have for us this week?
Thanks, Ethan. This week we have, can the Philadelphia Eagles go on a prime Patriots-type run? Obviously, it's a tall task. The Patriots won 6 Super Bowls from 2002 to, I think, 2019 or whatever it was. But you look at the Eagles, they've got a really good quarterback. I know he's a game manager, but he's an elite game manager. They've got a lot of really good pieces around him, potentially the best defense in the NFL. Oh, and guess what? They've got the best head coaching and GM tandem, you know, maybe this century. So, like, they already have 2, and all of their players are signed through 2028 and 2029. I mean, maybe they don't win 6, but I think it can definitely get close.
I'm going to start this. I'm going to say no, but that's because, I mean, they're called generational runs for a reason in terms of, like, just those dynasties. Like, nobody's really going to repeat that. Nobody's going to do, like, what the Bulls did in the 90s or anything like that, or like what Alabama did in the 70s.
But, like, how do you know? How do you know?
It's just, those things are hard to do in sports. I mean, football is the one that's the best for having, like, dynasties, but it's just, I don't think that the Eagles can sustain it for long enough when there's so much elite teams like the Chiefs, and you have other teams like that around the NFL with the Ravens and all those other teams. Yeah.
So I kind of have weird feelings on this because on one hand, I think that they absolutely have the framework. I mean, you have one of the youngest teams we've seen in a while as far as, like, being competitive, right? Mm-hmm. You have a great GM and head coach tandem, even though I don't think that Sirianni is the best coach in the league. It's certainly the best tandem. The only issue for me is that there's another quarterback in their own division who I'm really big on.
Who?
Jaden Daniels.
Okay.
And I got a feeling that the only issue for me is that the Patriots never had that, right? They had, the guess who's quarterback this week, Dolphins, and, the worst show on turf the Jets every year. I mean, the best team they had was the Bills, and the Bills were good every other 4 years.
The Bills were like a 6 or 7 win team.
Yeah, okay, there it is. There it is again. So I don't know if I'd
was
say
unintentional.
you know what you did.
That was
You're getting another tech for that.
That was unintentional.
Mark it down in the book.
Yeah, I'll write down that's another tech. I would say, honestly, I could see that it's possible. I don't think they'll get to 6, but I definitely think that you could see them reach that 3 or 4 win mark just because the framework's all there. But there are some other good teams in the NFC that I think are getting problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where I was kind of going with that. I mean, I'm not saying that they can't do it, but like they have like the talent like that's there with like Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Saquon, and Hurts and AJ Brown. But I mean, it's just hard to go on runs like that. So I'm just gonna play the odds and say no, I guess.
Okay.
I would say that they, there's definitely a possibility. That's all we've got for Connor's question, but stick around as we wrap things up here in just a bit.
There's only one thing that will save somebody's life, and that is naloxone nasal spray. Get 911 on the phone, get the emergency responses there on their way.
We're here at our last segment of the night, our picks for the week, starting with the Tennessee Vols and the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Arkansas is a dumpster fire currently. I think you got to believe the hype. You got Joey Aguilar, Coach Heupel, really good team there. Give me the Vols by, is this right? By 20 plus.
Yeah, this is a game 2 weeks down the road. Tennessee's on a bye this week. I think Arkansas is too. But that's a great weekend of college football looking ahead. But give me Tennessee. Tennessee can win games at home when they're not playing Georgia. So give me Tennessee.
The only thing I'd be worried about, Bobby Petrino now is the head coach. I think, might have a few different looks for Tennessee, but with it being a night game especially, I would say I'd take the Vols. So right after that, it's going to be the Titans and the Cardinals. And Jace, I know you told me to let you go last on this one, which I'm petrified by. I'm going to go ahead and say that it will be the Cardinals.
Wow, water's wet. The Cardinals are not a good team. Spoiler alert. The Titans are garbage. Give me the Cardinals plus the money line.
Yeah, I wanted to go last to have a moment to rant about how dog the Titans are because Brian Callahan needs to be fired yesterday. Don't team me up.
You better get another tag.
Because the Titans are absolute,
struggling. There's so many words.
Just bad.
They're bad.
They're bad. They're bad. Free Cam Ward.
All right. Next is going to be the Preds and the Blue Jackets.
Give me Blue Jackets. I just got a feeling.
Preds.
I would say Blue Jackets. And then for our last one, this is going to be fun, MTSU and Missouri State.
Oh, boy. Missouri State's not a very good football team. Neither is MTSU. They've not been able to put it together for 60 minutes, 4 quarters whatsoever. It's a midweek game. I think this is one where Missouri State gets their first Conference USA win of the season.
Yeah, the first of many midweek games in CUSA in October. So, but I think Missouri State gets it done. I think MTSU is still searching for answers on all sides of the ball. So.
I agree. I think Missouri State picks up their first CUSA conference win.
Yep.
That's all the time we have tonight. We thank you for tuning in, and remember to look for all future episodes of Sportsballin on YouTube and Blue Raider TV every week on Tuesday. For Connor Smith and Jace Vincent, I'm Ethan Markham. We'll see you around. Good night.